You can't be tied down, working, slaving away for the rest of your life. Well, there's so many amazing places to visit and see. Just get out and do it.
We've been talking for years about doing an extended trip around Australia together in our vans, and one day we just toyed with the idea of buying a bus where we could all fit in. So we started doing some research, and we actually found a couple of cheap buses straight away. And so the ludicrous idea of buying a bus started to become a serious possibility of actually happening.
There's a lot of freedom and a lot of time on the bus to play guitar, skate, surf, there's all the luxuries.
You see something like this, you can't miss this kind of opportunity, so you've got to jump on it and just go for it and hope that things turn out for the best.
It wasn't too long after started looking seriously into the possibility of buying a bus that we stumbled upon the bus that would come to be known as the Mellow Yellow.
I was on Gumtree every day just looking for vans or minibuses. I didn't expect to find a big giant yellow school bus, but when I did, it was nice and cheap and we just jumped on it.
There was a fair bit of work we had to put in while we were getting it ready for travel. It was a 42-seater city bus, so we were required to completely strip the whole thing out and rebuild it into something that was somewhat livable.
We've got 4 bunk beds up the back. We've got a set of shelves, we've got a surfboard rack, a lounge room, a kitchen, ivy, some fairy lights inside. We've got a water tank on top of the roof, some solar panels, and then a big rooftop deck that's covered in turf, fake grass.
My dad was all for us going on the bus. He said, yep, pack up, do it. It's a one in a lifetime kind of opportunity. Mum was a bit questionable. She wanted us to finish uni first, but after a while she got over it and said, yep, go for it. It's a once in a lifetime trip.
My family was not happy at all. They did not want me initially just packing up my life and pretty much being a hippie around Australia for the year, but all the boys, all my mates loved it. They thought it was a great idea.
We've been mates ever since early primary school, growing up together in the small rural town of Grafton, New South Wales. So we're all pretty close, almost like brothers, which helps a fair bit when we're all crammed in the bus together.
There was no privacy between any of us, just a little sheet curtain. So you hear and know everything about each other by the end of it.
We do sometimes get on each other's nerves and stir each other up like mates tend to do, but it's pretty easy going for the most part.
I didn't have my own bed, so it was a bit challenging at the time. I had to sleep on the couch for the first trip because there was only 4 bunk beds, and the older boys all kicked me out onto the couch. Yeah, it was definitely challenging, not having my own personal space, but it was fine. Living with guys that I've known my whole life, it was pretty comfortable.
The journey has proved to be a relatively big financial sacrifice for us, with some of us having to defer uni or leave pretty decent jobs and paychecks to earn absolutely nothing while on the road.
We pretty much got rid of everything we owned in our house, sold everything to make a bit of money on the road. Sold computers, surfboards, guitars, just to keep the bus going for that little bit longer.
Yeah, so it's been a bit of a challenge, leaving all my mates back here in Newcastle and in Grafton. But on the way, we met so many new people.
We noticed in our hometown the suicide rates in young kids were really high, and we couldn't realise why it was happening. And I didn't realise how much of a big problem it was, depression in young kids.
Everybody knows someone suffering from some form of mental health issue, and we really just wanted to help break the stigma surrounding the conversations of everyone's individual mental well-being.
We get up every Friday morning and go for Fluoro Friday, so we get out there, dressed in silly clothes, and people come to us and ask us what's going on. Let's say we talk about Headspace, we talk to them about mental health.
Every town, people come up to us and just smiles. They want to check out the bus. Huge response on Facebook and social media with people's messages. We met up with a family in Wollongong who lost their daughter to suicide, and they actually invited us back to their home. And we went and spent the weekend with them, and their daughter messaged me on Facebook and said they hadn't seen their parents smile like that since the accident, and said what a great thing we're doing. And the dad and the mum just loved us. They keep in contact with us on Facebook, and they just said, thanks for helping us, we needed just this.
We're not really sure at this stage what the future holds for the Mellow Yellow bus. We don't really want to think about the end of the trip too much at the moment. We're really just focused on keeping the bus going, keeping her on the road and finishing what we started.
Yeah, 4 weeks on the bus was one of the best moments of my life.
I know the bus is always there, and I know once I save up a bit more money I can always go again.